All right, if you're an IT pro, you know this feeling, right? Your fleet of devices just keeps growing, and keeping everything under control can feel like a serious uphill battle. Well, today we're going to tackle that exact problem head on. We're diving into mastering device enrollment with Microsoft Configuration Manager. Let's make this whole thing simple. I mean, look, managing 10 devices, that's easy. Anyone can do that. But what about 1,000 or more? All of a sudden, the sheer scale of it, the updates, the security patches, tracking all that inventory, it just becomes a total nightmare. So seriously, how do you actually keep control of all that? Okay, so let's talk about the big challenge here, taming the chaos of your digital fleet. I mean, think about it. Every single device out there has its own updates, its own software, its own status you gotta track. And trying to do all that by hand, forget it. It's not scalable. You absolutely need a tool that's built from the ground up to bring order to all this complexity. And that tool, you guessed it, is Microsoft Configuration Manager. This is your digital fleet manager. Think of it as your central command center, right? That single pane of glass where you can see, organize, and manage every single device you're responsible for. It's how you finally turn all that chaos into real control. So what's in it for you, the admin? Well, the benefits are huge and they're immediate. We're talking about tracking all your software, getting a complete inventory of all your hardware, deploying entire operating systems, and managing all those critical line of business apps. And the best part? You do it all from one single console. It's all about giving you that total visibility and, more importantly, total control. All right, so let's get into deploying your digital agent. How do we get started? Well, it all begins with getting the client on every single device. This little piece of software, it's the foundation for everything we're going to do. It's literally your eyes and ears out there on every machine, and it's responsible for reporting back all that critical data you need. Now, the cool thing is you've got a few different ways to get this agent out there, and each one has its sweet spot. You've got client push, which is awesome for devices you've already found in Active Directory. Just, watch out for that network traffic. Then there's manual deployment, which is perfect if you're doing scripted rollouts and want that fine-grained control. For brand new machines or ones you're rebuilding, OS deployment is a no-brainer. It just bakes the client right in from the get-go. And of course, for all your modern co-managed devices, you're going to want to look at Microsoft Intune. It integrates beautifully with cloud management. Okay, so the agent is out there, deployed. Now what? The next logical question is, how do we know it's actually working? How do we keep a watchful eye on the health of our entire fleet? And that, my friends, is where understanding your client status comes in. First up, let's talk about client online status. The best way to think about this is like a real-time heartbeat. Seriously, every 5 minutes, the client sends this tiny little ping-like message back to the management point. If the server gets that ping, boom, you know that device is online and connected right this very second. Now, it's really important not to get that confused with client activity. They sound similar, but they're different. Client activity isn't about right now. It's looking back over the last 7 days. It's asking, hey, has this device checked in for new policies? Has it sent up an inventory report? This tells you if the client is actually healthy and participating, not just whether the machine is turned on. And this next one, Client Check, is one of the most powerful features here. It's basically a self-healing mechanism built right into the client. It periodically runs a health check on itself, and get this, if it finds common problems, it can often fix them automatically, all on its own. For you, that means way fewer little problems you have to track down and deal with manually. It's huge. And it's not just about health status. The client is constantly feeding you other key data points that are just massive time savers. For example, you can instantly see who the primary user of a device is, or what the exact operating system build is. Think about that. No more having to remote into a machine just to check that basic info. It's right there in the console. Okay, so at this point, you've got visibility. Your agents are deployed, they're reporting in, you can see what's going on. Now it's time to shift gears. We're moving from just watching our fleet to actively managing it. It's time to organize and take action. So how do you take action effectively on, say, 1,000 machines? Well, you're not going to do it one by one, right? That's where collections come in. A collection is just a logical group of devices or users that have something in common. It could be all the laptops in the marketing department, or maybe every single machine that's running a specific version of Windows. This is how you organize your entire fleet so you can do targeted management. And once you have those collections set up, the real fun begins. You can start taking all sorts of powerful actions right from the console. You can fire up Resource Explorer and do a super deep dive into one machine's inventory. Or let's say you just pushed a new policy. You can force a client to check for it right now. You can even review the exact settings being applied to an endpoint. This is what direct centralized management actually looks like in practice. All right, we have covered a ton of ground here, from getting the client deployed all the way to taking action. So let's do a quick check-in on the essentials. I want to make sure these key concepts really stick. Okay, first question for you. Let's say you need to know this very second if a specific computer is connected and talking to its management point. Which feature gives you that real-time info?
And the answer is client online status. Yep, that's your real-time heartbeat. It's that little ping that tells you, hey, I'm on and I'm reachable right now.
All right, next up, let's talk deployment again. We went over 4 of the most common ways to get that configuration manager client onto your devices. Can you name them?
You got it. Client push, manual deployment, OS deployment, and of course, Microsoft Intune. Remember, each one is a powerful tool in your toolbox, and you'll use different ones for different situations.
So let's just end on this thought. We've walked through the whole path, right? You deploy the client, you keep an eye on its health, and you organize everything into these powerful collections. And just like that, your entire digital fleet is visible and, more importantly, it's under your control. So the only question left is, what's your first command going to be?